In just 11 minutes, unlock the most shocking insights from Stephen Bartlett's interview with herbal medicine pioneer Simon Mills on the Diary of a CEO. These 10 takeaways reveal turmeric's hidden power that drug companies hate, why inflammation is not your enemy, how antibiotics are failing us, and how food is secretly your first medicine. Takeaway 1. Big Pharma ignores powerful herbs. Simon Mills reveals that many herbs with strong healing powers are ignored or dismissed by pharmaceutical companies. The reason is simple. These plants cannot be patented, so they do not generate profits. Turmeric is one of the most powerful examples. It helps with inflammation, gut health, brain function, and even cancer prevention. Yet most people only know it as a yellow spice used in curries. Simon says, there's a lot of work on curcumin and turmeric, but people get confused because they think it only works if it's absorbed into the blood. Drug companies focus on curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, and try to make it more absorbable. But they miss the bigger picture. The whole plant, especially when combined with black pepper, works best in the gut. It supports the microbiome, which is the collection of good bacteria that controls digestion, immunity, and even mood. For example, turmeric has been shown to reduce joint pain and support brain health, but only when the gut is healthy enough to process it. Simon believes this is why Big Pharma downplays turmeric's full potential. They want you to believe that only lab-made pills can heal you, not the plants growing in your kitchen. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 2. Turmeric works through your gut. Turmeric is not just an anti-inflammatory. It is a gut-powered medicine that relies on your microbiome to unlock its benefits. Simon explains that curcumin is barely absorbed into the bloodstream. Only 1 or 2% gets through, and even that can be toxic in high doses. But when turmeric reaches the gut, the good bacteria break it down into useful compounds that help reduce inflammation and support the immune system. The medicine actually relies on a good microbiome, Simon says. This means that if your gut is damaged or your microbiome is weak, turmeric will not work as well. For example, people who take antibiotics often lose the bacteria needed to process turmeric, which means they miss out on its healing effects. Simon emphasizes that turmeric should be seen as a food-based medicine, not just a supplement. It belongs in your meals, not just in capsules. He also points out that adding black pepper to turmeric can slightly improve absorption, but the real magic happens in the gut. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 3. Some herbs work faster than pills. Simon challenges the myth that herbal remedies are slow and weak. He says, most of these ones I'm going to be talking about have a pretty immediate effect. In his practice, he often asks patients to call him the next day because the changes are noticeable within hours. Ginger and cinnamon tea, for example, can warm the body, open nasal passages, and clear mucus from the lungs within minutes. These herbs stimulate pain receptors in the mouth, which triggers a reflex that opens blood vessels and helps flush out infections. Simon explains that this process is called hyperemia, where more blood flows to the affected area, helping the body heal faster. For example, if you have a cold and feel chills, drinking ginger and cinnamon tea can help you feel warm and clear your sinuses quickly. This is not just folklore. It is a real physiological response that anyone can test at home. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 4. Inflammation is not your enemy. Simon says that inflammation is one of the body's most powerful defenses. It brings blood to areas that need healing and helps clean out waste. Suppressing it with drugs like ibuprofen can interfere with natural recovery. He compares inflammation to Marines who rush in to clean up damage. If they overstay, then you need help, but they are not the enemy, and he says. Inflammation is often misunderstood. People think it is the disease itself, but it is actually the body's way of fighting back. For example, using mustard or cayenne pepper plasters on joints can bring blood to the area and reduce pain without blocking the healing process. These remedies stimulate circulation and help the body do its job more efficiently. Turmeric also helps manage inflammation by supporting the gut, which is where most immune responses begin. Simon encourages people to ask why the inflammation is happening instead of just trying to shut it down. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 5. The real danger of overprescribed drugs. Simon warns that drugs like omeprazole, used for acid reflux, are the most prescribed in the UK and US. Long-term use is linked to cancers, dementia, and other serious conditions. Once you're on it, it's really difficult to come off it, he says. These drugs shut down stomach acid, which is needed to sterilize food and help digestion. Without acid, harmful bacteria can survive and enter the body. Instead of blocking acid, Simon uses mucus-forming plants like slippery elm or aloe vera to coat the stomach lining and prevent reflux. These plants create a physical barrier that protects the esophagus without harming digestion. For example, Gaviscon, a seaweed-based product, works by forming a raft that floats on top of the stomach contents, preventing acid from rising. This simple method is safer and more effective for long-term use. We're halfway through the video. Thanks for sticking with us. If you're enjoying it, hit the thumbs up and share it in your WhatsApp groups. If you'd like to support us, please tap the thanks button below. It helps us keep making great content. Drop a comment and don't forget to hit subscribe for more. Now let's continue with the video. Takeaway 6. Antibiotics are losing their power. Simon explains that antibiotic resistance is one of the biggest health threats today. Overusing antibiotics kills good bacteria and allows resistant strains to grow. Every time you take an antibiotic, you're growing a small population of bacteria that's resistant to it, he says. In 2019, antibiotic resistance contributed to nearly 5 million deaths globally, and the numbers have risen since then. Hospitals are seeing more infections that cannot be treated with existing antibiotics. For example, garlic has natural antibiotic properties and was once called Russian penicillin. It can help fight infections without harming the microbiome. Simon recommends using garlic, ginger, and other herbs for viral infections, which antibiotics cannot treat anyway. He also warns that antibiotics are often given for colds and flu, even though they are useless against viruses. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 7. Your gut decides how healthy you are. Simon says the gut is the control center of your health. It has sensors and receptors that guide digestion, hormone release, and immune responses. We think our intelligence is up here, but the gut makes decisions all the way down the tube, he says. The microbiome, which is the collection of bacteria in your gut, has more genetic material than your own cells and controls everything from mood to metabolism. For example, eating a variety of colored vegetables feeds the good bacteria and helps your body stay balanced and strong. Simon explains that the gut is like a second brain, making decisions without your awareness. It responds to food, stress, and even emotions. A healthy gut can improve sleep, reduce anxiety, and boost energy levels. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 8. Chronic illness often starts in the gut. Simon explains that many chronic conditions like arthritis, skin diseases, and anxiety are linked to poor gut health. He shares a case where a woman with panic attacks was treated not with anti-anxiety herbs, but with liver and metabolism-supporting plants like milk thistle, artichoke leaf, and guinema. Her symptoms improved as her digestion and hormonal balance stabilized. The liver handles emotions, the immune system, and detox processes. It's self-correcting if you give it the right nudge, he says. Simon also points out that insulin resistance, which affects many people with PCOS, can be reduced with a low-sugar diet and herbs that support the liver. For example, switching to a ketogenic diet helped one woman regulate her menstrual cycle and reduce anxiety. This shows how deeply connected the gut is to overall health. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 9. Food is your first medicine. Simon believes that food and medicine are part of the same spectrum. He says, "Food be thy medicine," quoting Hippocrates. Colored fruits and vegetables contain polyphenols that support gut health, brain function, and circulation. Purple vegetables like beetroot and purple carrots contain anthocyanins, which help with blood pressure and eyesight. We are probably purple deficient, Simon says, because modern diets have bred out these colors for visual appeal. For example, cocoa and dark chocolate improve blood flow and brain function. Simon recommends 50 grams of 75% dark chocolate daily as a medicine. He also praises green tea for its brain benefits and recommends eating at least 30 different types of plants each week to support the microbiome. Lentils, beans, grains, spices, and vegetables all contribute to gut health and overall wellness. Now let's move to the last takeaway. Takeaway 10. Simon Mills changed how we see herbs. Simon Mills coined the term complementary medicine in the 1970s and has advised the UK Parliament and European health bodies. He says his mission is to help people build stronger bodies to face life's challenges. I can't do anything about the sea and the waves, but I can help you build a better boat, he says. He helped a woman with a severe skin condition by treating her lungs and gut, and her symptoms disappeared within weeks. Simon's approach is not just about herbs, but about empowering people to take control of their health. He uses rosemary to improve memory, green tea to support brain health, and echinacea to boost immune response. These are not just supplements. They are tools for building resilience. Simon believes that reconnecting with nature and using plants wisely can help people live healthier, stronger lives. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support this channel, hit the thanks button below. It really helps us keep going. If you enjoyed this summary, please leave a like and share it in your WhatsApp groups. To join discussion about this video, drop a comment below. And for more videos like this, hit the subscribe button below.